Vance, can we talk for a second? This is about tomorrow's wedding. Just in case, can you take a look at the guest list to make sure everyone is on it? I made sure to check it over a ton, but just for my mind's sake.
So it's already that time? Sure, I'll take a look at it. I'd hate for there to be someone missing from the list, because that would just lead to chaos.
Thank you, Vance.
Ella, where's your dad's seat? It's marked as blank. He couldn't make it to the last meeting because of work, right? I've been looking forward to meeting him.
Huh? Oh, like I said before, my father isn't around anymore. It's just my mom now.
What? Just your mom? Well, that means you're from a single-parent household. You lied to me.
Lied? What are you talking about? I didn't lie to you. What's gotten into you?
My family is full of Ivy League graduates, and we even own our own company. Do you know the kind of prejudice people have against kids from single-parent homes? You should have told me sooner.
I did tell you.
No, you didn't. Or maybe being from a single-parent household means your memory isn't that great. Whatever, as long as your mom's got a decent education, we can make this work. What college did she go to? Maybe I can spin this somehow.
Oh, you really weren't paying attention, were you? My mom didn't go to college. She didn't even finish high school. I told you this before when we first met.
What? Didn't finish high school? And you're kidding me, right? That's impossible. People like that don't exist.
What do you mean, don't exist?
If your mom didn't even graduate high school, then she must have some kind of mental issues. You're the daughter of a low IQ maniac, and you lied to me. You're a fraud.
What the hell? Calling my mother a maniac? There are things you can say and things you shouldn't say. Right now, you are way out of line. And fraud? Lying to you? I don't even know what you're talking about. I haven't done anything like that.
Oh, yeah, right. I bet you were laughing behind my back thinking you were so clever. Fooling an elite family into marrying you. This is all just a game to you, isn't it?
Enough. You're the one who's acting crazy right now. Vance, where are you? It's already time for the wedding. Not only that, but none of the guests from the groom's side are here either. What is going on?
You tricked me, so I'm just giving you the punishment you deserve.
What?
Who would marry someone from a bottom-tier single-parent family like yours? The wedding's off, canceled. Thank goodness I figured it out just in time. That's what makes me a true elite.
What are you even saying? This is a joke, right? We cared about each other. You told me we'd be happy together. Was that all a lie?
Who'd love a piece of trash like you who tricked me? Listen, having a mom who's a middle school dropout would disgrace my elite family. I'm calling the whole thing off. Oh, and you can handle the $60,000 for today's wedding costs.
Then the funding from my company to yours is canceled as well.
What?
Ella, have you calmed down a little? I spoke to the guests and explained the situation. You don't need to worry about them for now. Just rest for a while, okay? I'm so sorry, Mom. I should have been the one to handle all of that. It wasn't your job to deal with. Oh, there's nothing to apologize for. You were clearly devastated, and I know you didn't want anyone to see you like that, right? Yeah, I'm a grown woman, but I couldn't stop crying. I feel like I've caused you nothing but trouble today. Oh, don't be ridiculous. You didn't cause me any trouble, not in the slightest. In fact, if anyone should be apologizing, it's me. What? Why would you apologize? I'm sorry, Ella. I never should have let you meet a man like that. I didn't realize he was such a scumbag. And it sounds like it all came down to my education, didn't it? If I had a better academic background, maybe he wouldn't have judged you so harshly. maybe you wouldn't have had to face that kind of prejudice. Stop it, Mom. Don't talk like that. You couldn't go to school because the family was poor. That's not your fault. And you're the one who always told me it doesn't matter what kind of education you have, that we can still make it through tough times. Ella, after Dad passed, you were the one who kept his company afloat. Things are more stable now thanks to the people Dad mentored before he passed taking over, but I still remember how hard those years were. You even collapsed from the stress at one point, remember? Oh, yes, that feels like such a long time ago. I guess that did happen, didn't it? Mom, you put in so much effort, more than anyone. And for that man to call you low class or look down on you, it makes me sick. I wasn't crying because he left me. I'm crying because I can't believe I ever said I loved someone like him. I'm crying because I feel so ashamed and angry. What hurts the most is how he insulted you. I can't stand that. Ella, oh, thank you. I'm so proud of the kind and strong woman you've become. I'm lucky to have you as my daughter. But Mom, I'm not strong. I'm so sorry. I don't want to let you down, but I think I'm going to break everything you've worked so hard to protect. I want revenge on him. I can't move forward until I do something. I can't let this go. Oh, Ella, you know I've always told you the same thing. We'll figure it out. That's how we've managed so far, right? And we always do figure it out, no matter what. So don't worry about me. If revenge is what you need to do, then do it. Do whatever you need to find peace in your heart.
Hey! Pick up the damn phone already! Ignoring someone like me, this is exactly why low-class families are so troublesome.
What do you want? I don't have anything to say to you.
Oh, you should be happy. If you really insist, I might just be generous enough to marry you.
Is that how someone asks another person to marry them? You really don't know how to stop looking down on people, do you?
What? I'm saying I'm willing to stoop down and marry you. It's not looking down on you, it's just the proper attitude. I'm doing you a favor here.
I'm amazed. You're just trying to suck up to me because your family's company lost its funding and now you need me, right? You're not fooling anyone.
I'm not sucking up to you. Who the hell would suck up to some low-class girl raised by a high school dropout? I didn't know you were that close with the company providing the funding for my family. If I'd known that, I'd have married you right from the start.
Wow, honestly, I feel embarrassed for myself. I used to think you were just a guy who wanted to take the lead, who had some sense of pride. But now, you're nothing but a self-centered, arrogant man. Who would ever want to marry someone who only sees value in appearance or status? I'm actually relieved I didn't marry you.
What did you just say? You're rejecting me when I'm offering to marry you?
Yes, I am absolutely rejecting you. You see, I thought about marriage because I wanted to make my mother feel at ease. I wanted to make her happy, but then you insulted her. I'll never forgive you for that, and trust me, you'll regret the day you disrespected my mother.
Hey, have you cooled your head yet? Yesterday was just you getting all worked up, so let me say it again. Marry me!
No matter how many times you say it, it's pointless. I'm not marrying you. Are you just bored?
I'm not bored. You're too stupid to understand how lucky you are right now.
Huh?
Listen, someone like you, raised by a single parent with a middle school education, is completely unworthy of me, an elite with a high-level education. I'm offering to lower myself and marry you, so what's your problem? It's like I have to spell it out for you, but low-education people like you just can't grasp the value of this.
Do you really think I'd be seen as a fool for marrying someone who talks to me like this? If that's the case, then I'm really being looked down upon here.
Stop being so stubborn and just marry me. It would solve everything.
You think it would solve everything? You're just thinking about yourself. Fine, I'll show you how to be humble and teach you your place so you can't act all high and mighty.
Ella, help me out here just for one day. Can you let me stay at your house? You remember how we used to be, right? We were practically like siblings.
Oh, Vance, you got kicked out of your house, didn't you? And now you want to crash at the place of the woman you threw away? Don't you have any pride left?
What? How do you know about that?
I asked your parents for a favor. They've been pretty rough on you, haven't they? I thought it might be a good idea for them to reconsider their approach to parenting. After all, you were bragging about how elite your family is, and yet here you are, tossed out like yesterday's trash. How does that feel?
Why would my parents listen to someone with a low education like you?
Well, you see, your company, though let's be real, it's actually your parents' company, was trying to secure a loan from a company that originally belonged to my father.
Your father's company? Well, wait a minute, there was no one with your last name involved in that.
That's because someone else has taken over now. It was just my father's company before. But my mother still holds considerable influence, the woman you looked down upon because she's not educated. She's actually the one who was trying to save your company, and yet you had the audacity to act tough with me.
Why would you even consider helping me after everything?
I thought it was only fair, so I made sure to inform your parents about your situation. I told them that their son was putting the company at risk and asked them how long they planned to keep shielding you. They were quite shaken by it, I must say. I felt a bit sorry for them.
You're kidding! You have that much influence?
Didn't you have a nice little throne at your parents' company? I do what I must with whatever resources I have at my disposal. Even if it means leveraging my title as the former president's daughter. But don't worry, I don't want unrelated employees to be left in the lurch either. I've already made arrangements to ensure that people who wish to work at my father's company, except for your family, can be hired.
Why? If you have that much influence, why did you keep it quiet from me until now? Did you secretly despise me while pretending to love me?
No, it's not like I looked down on you.
You tricked me. You played with my heart like I was some kind of toy, you wicked woman.
What is wrong with you? Calling me derogatory names like lowlife and wicked woman? You seem to have a lot of vocabulary to belittle others, don't you?
What do you mean?
Seriously, Vance, you can't even see it, can you? You're wrapped up in your own little world, blinded by your privilege. It's honestly quite sad. You think being educated or coming from an elite family makes you superior? Look at where that attitude has gotten you, kicked out and begging for help. How does that feel?
Shut up! You don't know anything about me. I worked hard for everything I had.
Did you? Or did your parents pave the way for you as they always have? You think your success is a reflection of your hard work? That's just naive. The truth is many people work hard every day and don't get the same opportunities. Yet here you are using your privileged background as an excuse to look down on others.
Why are you doing this? Why can't you just show a little compassion? I'm in a tough spot.
Compassion? You think I owe you compassion? You never showed any kindness to me, remember? You were always so high and mighty, treating me like I was nothing. Now you want pity?
Things were different back then. I was young and stupid.
And now? What are you? You've grown into someone who can't even take responsibility for his actions. You're still trying to manipulate me just like before.
I'm not manipulating anyone. I'm just asking for help. Can't you see that?
Help? Is that what you call this? Throwing yourself at my feet after you've treated me like dirt? You think I'd just forget everything because you're in trouble? It doesn't work like that, Vance.
I didn't think you would be so cold. I thought you cared about me.
Care? It's hard to care when you've shown me time and time again that I don't matter to you. You've only ever come around when it's convenient for you. It's like you don't even see me as a person.
You're wrong. I never meant to hurt you.
Intention doesn't matter when the damage is done. You have to face the consequences of your actions, Vance. I won't be your safety net anymore.
Then what am I supposed to do? Just wander around homeless? You can't just leave me like this.
Maybe this will teach you a lesson. You need to learn that you can't always rely on others. Sometimes you have to stand on your own 2 feet and figure things out for yourself.
Ella, I just wanted things to go back to the way they were.
Things will never go back, Vance. You need to understand that. Hey, Vance, can you just give it a rest already? I'm getting really annoyed with you storming into my office and lying in wait outside my house.
It's your fault for avoiding me.
I mean, look at how desperately I'm trying to see you. You're the one who's avoiding me, and that's just wrong.
Are you seriously having fun ignoring my feelings? How can you just trample all over my love like it's nothing and still act so composed about it?
No, I'm not composed at all.
Huh?
You scream in the lobby of my office for me to come out when I arrive for work, and you suddenly pop out from behind a telephone pole when I come home at night. Not to mention the barrage of phone calls you've been making to my parents' house. With all of this going on, I can't maintain my calm.
Well then, so does that mean you finally want to see me?
What? Are you an idiot? I filed a report for stalking because I can't remain calm with all this going on.
What?
Of course I did. What you're doing is a clear crime. Oh, and by the way, the annulment of our engagement was something you did unilaterally. So I'm going to claim damages for the emotional distress I've suffered, and I expect you to pay up.
What? Why do I have to pay? If anything, I'm the one who's suffered emotional pain.
Huh? What are you even talking about?
Because it's true! You pretended to be someone you weren't and came on to me, tricking me into believing your lies. How can someone who's been such a villain act like a victim now?
Look, since we're already in this conversation, let me just say this. Neither my mother nor I ever had any intention of helping your parents' company.
What do you mean by that?
The loan discussions and the attempts to help were all my father's wishes. You might have thought that my father wasn't around because of a divorce, but my father actually passed away from cancer. It was written in his will that if anything were to happen to his best friend's company, he wanted someone to step in and help.
Your father was...
My father and your father were friends who started their businesses separately but supported each other along the way. So the desire to provide the loan was my father's decision, and neither my mother nor I were necessarily eager about it.
But the company belonged to your father, right? So it was only proper to fulfill his will and provide the loan. How could you trample over his last wishes like that? That's just the worst.
At the very least, my mother had the authority to stop the loan.
Huh?
It's true that my mother only finished middle school and has worked in my father's company since then. She helped my father with his work and understood the financial situation. After my father passed away, she was the only one who could temporarily run the company. You could say that the company exists today because of her.
Wait a minute, a middle school dropout managing a company? That's impossible!
It's not about whether it's possible or not. She actually did it, and she had a daughter in elementary school at that. While juggling housework and raising a child, she worked and even collapsed from overexertion at one point. But she pulled through. She managed to keep the company going until she could hand it over to the talented people my father had trained. That's why she has a say in the company's operational policies.
Such a thing could never happen. But still, if she didn't finish school, she probably couldn't find work after that, right? So doesn't that mean she was unemployed? How can an unemployed person act so high and mighty?
My mother has also been managing assets alongside everything else. Thanks to that, she's earned a substantial profit and is reasonably well off.
What? A middle school dropout managing assets?
You keep bringing up that she's a middle school dropout like it's a badge of shame, but there are many people in this world who have achieved great things despite having low education. Maybe it's time you learned a little more about society?
But I've never seen anyone like that around me!
If you keep looking down on middle school dropouts, talented people will steer clear of you. My mother is talented, but she's not a greedy person. The asset management was not for her own benefit. She prepared it in case she couldn't manage the company well. She's always thinking about the company. You seem to think my mother decided to stop the loan on a whim, but that loan was not from company funds. My mother was planning to lend her personal assets to the company to fulfill the loan, all to maintain my father's dignity.
Wait, what? If that's the case, then there's no reason to cause such a ruckus!
Huh?
In the end, the assets from a lucky stock investment by a middle school dropout are probably not that impressive. Even if you say you want a loan, how meaningful can it be?
Managing assets over $1 million is not something that usually goes well, and for a loan, I think it's quite significant.
Wait, $100 million?
Like I said before, don't equate being a middle school dropout with being stupid. My mother has always been good with numbers, and she studied stocks while working. She's incredibly intelligent. It's just that she had to work because our family was poor. Listen, self-proclaimed elite, you need to realize that your situation is worse than you think.
No way. I can't believe this. How could I lose to a middle school dropout? There's no way I'm buying into that.
The fact that you're focusing on winning or losing means you've already missed the point. But fine, you don't have to believe it. Reality won't change. You are the stupid son of a stalker who drove your parents' company into the ground and got kicked out of your house. Hello, is this Vance's contact information? Oh, this is Martha, Ella's mother. I apologize for the sudden message and for any surprise it may have caused you. I wanted to inform you that we are officially canceling the loan we discussed previously. Although I technically do not need to report this to you, I felt it necessary for you to understand that this outcome is a direct result of your actions. That's why I decided to reach out to you.
What? So it's the lying old hag. Your daughter is nothing but a liar from the bottom of society. Thanks to her, I've been tossed around like a rag doll.
Liar? What are you talking about exactly?
Oh, don't play dumb with me. You're only lending money because of the lucky windfall from some stocks. You're trying to act like you're doing me a favor.
Oh, the matter, is it? Well, yes, it's true that the amount of money can vary based on individual perspectives on value, so it may not be accurate to label it as a large sum in an absolute sense.
See, you're just proving my point. If you need money, you can easily borrow from a bank. You don't need to rely on a middle school dropout. My dad and the others would surely agree with me.
Do you really think the loan was solely about the money?
Huh?
I know many people at your company's trading partners. I've used all my connections, and I've informed all of them about the entire chain of communication surrounding your company. As a result, your company is going to face some serious difficulties moving forward.
What? If that happens, we'll lose our trading partners.
Indeed, that's what will happen. Once that takes place, no matter how much money you might have, your company won't be able to survive. Right now, you're being kicked out of your home and are forced to sleep at the company, correct? If things keep going like this, you'll end up truly homeless. It would be wise for you to secure housing as soon as possible.
No, you can't do this. Do you think this is a game? You're ruining my life!
I understand that you're upset, but you must also understand the position you've put yourself in. Your actions have consequences, and this is just a natural outcome of those actions. I'm not doing this to be cruel. I'm simply responding to the situation at hand.
You think you can just cut me off like that? I deserve better. You're taking everything from me.
Better? What you deserve is to face the reality of your actions. You have been reckless, and now you're facing the repercussions. I didn't come to this decision lightly. It's not something I wanted to do, but your daughter has been dishonest, and that's something I cannot overlook.
Ella was just trying to help. She never meant for things to turn out this way.
Help? Is that what you call it? Trying to manipulate the situation to get what you want? If you truly cared for her, you'd encourage her to be honest and to face the truth. You wouldn't let her hide behind lies, which only leads to more trouble in the long run.
You don't understand anything. You're just a bitter old woman trying to take everything from me.
Perhaps it's you who doesn't understand. I'm not trying to take anything away from you. I'm merely trying to protect my daughter from the fallout of your reckless behavior. The world isn't fair, and it doesn't care about your feelings or your desires. You need to accept that.
I refuse to accept this. I will find a way to turn this around. You can't keep me down.
You're certainly free to try, but just know that the path you've chosen is a dangerous one. If you keep going down this route, it will only lead to further isolation and loss. Instead of lashing out at me or Ella, perhaps you should take a moment to reflect on your choices and how they brought you here.
You think I'm the problem? You're the one ruining everything. If you hadn't interfered, things would have been different.
It's not about blame, it's about accountability. You need to own up to your mistakes. Life is not a series of excuses and blaming others for your situation. If you want to rise above this, you must first acknowledge where you went wrong.
You're heartless. You have no idea what I've sacrificed.
And yet those sacrifices haven't led you to a better path, have they? Instead, they've led to a web of deceit and chaos. The sooner you can accept that, the sooner you can start to rebuild. But it will take genuine effort and a commitment to change.
I don't need this lecture from you.
Then perhaps you should take a moment to consider that advice, because it might just be the wake-up call you need. Life can change quickly, and it can be unforgiving. Don't let pride or anger dictate your actions. You still have a chance to turn things around if you're willing to put in the work.
Please, I'm begging you, let's resume the business dealings. The phones at the company won't stop ringing, and everyone is saying they're gonna cut ties. If this keeps up, the company will really go under, and I'll be left with nothing.
Oh dear, you seem to be quite flustered. Where is all of that bravado gone? But I suppose this is to be expected. When your own parents start talking about claiming damages and cutting ties, must be quite a shock.
You understand, so please do something about it. This is all you're doing, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but let's be honest, you brought this upon yourself, didn't you? When weighing the importance of your company against your own personal worth, it seems that you weren't considered heavily enough to matter. Despite attending a good university, you don't even understand the value of securing a loan. It's a rather sad state of intelligence, really. I can't help but feel pity for you.
Please, I'll even grovel. Once the company settles down, I'll pay compensation, and I swear I won't ever see you again. Just help me out, please.
It's too late for you to start begging now. My daughter rarely cries. She's a strong-willed child. The only time I've seen her cry was after losing her father. That child was crying because of you after being betrayed. She pretended to be strong, but she loved you deeply. She truly cared for you. To have been betrayed by someone she loved from the bottom of her heart left her with deep scars. Don't ever think that someone who has hurt my daughter will find happiness in the future.
What? So what am I supposed to do now?
You should crawl on the ground, suffering while you live. If you let the man who hurt my daughter go free, it would tarnish my family's honor.
Wait, you can't just abandon me like this. I'm telling you, it's not just about me. There are other people involved. You can't ruin everything over this.
Your desperation is evident, but the reality is that you've already caused a lot of damage. Your choices have led to this situation, and it's up to you to face the consequences. I understand you may feel like everything is falling apart around you, but you need to recognize the pain you've caused to others, especially to Ella.
But she was the one who was there for me. We had something real, and now it feels like it's all gone. I didn't mean to hurt her.
That's what everyone says, isn't it? But intentions don't erase the outcome. The fact is that your actions have consequences. And Ella's feelings can't simply be brushed aside because you feel remorse now. You made a choice, and now you have to deal with what follows. It's part of being an adult.
I can't take this anymore. You have to understand that I'm scared. The business is everything I have.
Your fear is valid, but understand that fear doesn't excuse betrayal. My daughter put her trust in you, and you shattered that trust. It's not just about your company, it's about the emotional turmoil you've caused her. You've taken her love and tossed it aside without a second thought. You need to recognize the weight of that.
What do you expect me to do? I can't just sit here and watch everything I've built fall apart.
That's the reality of the situation, Vance. You're facing a storm you've created. You can't escape the consequences of your actions, and running from it will only lead to more pain. If you truly want to make amends, you need to show that you can change and that you're capable of learning from this experience.
You think I can just change overnight? It's not that easy.
Change takes time, and it requires sincere effort. You need to start by acknowledging what you've done, both to my daughter and to the situation at hand. Until you do that, you'll remain stuck in this cycle of regret and fear.
What if I genuinely want to make things right? Will you consider helping me then?
Your desire to make things right is a start, but words mean little without action. You have to show me, and more importantly, show my daughter that you're committed to change. She deserves that much after everything she's been through.
I'll do whatever it takes. Just give me a chance to prove it to you.
Then you need to start providing it right away. Actions speak louder than words, and you must take every opportunity to show that you can be better. If you truly love her, you'll fight for her trust back. Until then, don't expect any favors from me. Mom, I just checked, and the payment for the compensation has been completed. It's finally over. Oh, good job, Ella. You've worked really hard on this. You know, that guy, he's been kicked out of his parents' house, lost his job, and now he's living alone in a cheap apartment. He acted all high and mighty, calling himself an elite, but in reality, he turned out to just be a worthless loser. He brought this all upon himself. Indeed, arrogance that exceeds one's own worth will ultimately lead to one's downfall. But if it weren't for you, I don't think my revenge would have gone this well. Thank you so much, Mom. Plus, you ended up securing the company's loan and even developed a new business relationship after he was gone, didn't you? I mean, you're truly amazing, Mom. You're just so incredible as a person, I can't even put it into words. Oh, there's nothing to praise me for, really. I simply returned the favor that was given to me. Huh? Actually, I know his father. You remember how I collapsed a few times, right? I realized that I couldn't keep collapsing like that, so I received various forms of help from him. Wait, really? Yes, he was capable in his work and a family-oriented, good person. That's why I introduced his son as a potential marriage partner for you. You mentioned that you were having trouble meeting someone, so I thought I could help. But look how things turned out. I'm truly sorry for that. Mom, you have nothing to apologize for. Besides, even with your introduction, you can't force someone to fall in love. This whole situation stemmed from my inability to judge people well. I just wanted to be someone who loves and is loved, like you and Dad. I'm so tired of being betrayed. What are you saying? You are my precious daughter, raised with love, so you need to have confidence in yourself. You really are strong, Mom, but I've got your blood running through my veins. I have to be confident too. The wedding was a disaster, but next time I want to be able to cry tears of joy. I'm going to grow more and find a better person. I'm looking forward to it. You know, this whole experience has taught me a lot. I thought I was in love, but it turns out I was just infatuated with the idea of love. It's funny how I can now see all the red flags I ignored back then. It's important to learn from experiences, even the painful ones. Sometimes we get so caught up in what we want that we forget to look at what we need. Exactly. I was blinded by my feelings and didn't take the time to see the reality of the situation. It's like I had those rose-colored glasses on, thinking everything was perfect when it really wasn't. You know, love can sometimes make us blind to the truth. It's easy to get lost in emotions and ignore the signs that something isn't right. But now that you've experienced this, you're more equipped to recognize what a healthy relationship looks like. I guess I had to go through this to understand that. It's just unfortunate that it had to happen this way. I can't help but feel a bit embarrassed for how naive I was. Oh, don't be embarrassed. Everyone goes through moments like that. It's part of growing up. The important thing is that you've learned from it and can move forward. You're right. I'm definitely going to take this as a lesson. Next time I'll be more cautious and pay attention to how someone treats me. I won't let myself get swept away by charm or good looks alone. That's the spirit. Being cautious doesn't mean shutting yourself off from love. It means being smarter about it. You deserve someone who respects you and makes you feel valued. I want to find someone who can see me for who I am, someone who can appreciate the real me. I don't want to settle for anything less. Exactly, and remember, you don't have to rush into anything. Love takes time, and the right person will come along when you're ready. Just focus on yourself and your growth for now. Thanks, Mom. You always know how to lift my spirits. I'm lucky to have you as my mom and as a guide through life. Oh, sweetheart, you don't have to thank me. I'll always be here for you, cheering you on and supporting you through whatever comes your way. You're my daughter, and I'm proud of you. I'll keep that in mind. I'm ready to take on whatever comes next, and I won't let past failures hold me back. I'll learn, grow, and eventually find my happiness. That's my girl. I believe in you. Vance was carrying a heavy burden of debt, living in a run-down, cheap apartment. The weight of this life became unbearable for him, and he reached a desperate point where he turned to burglary, believing that it might offer him a quick solution to his financial problems. Unfortunately for him, he was caught in the act and ended up facing the consequences of his poor decisions. After being sentenced to prison, Vance found himself utterly alone. Not a single person came to visit him during his time behind bars, leaving him to navigate the solitude and anguish of his situation in silence. Each day blurred into the next, and he realized that once he returned to the outside world, all he would have left was the heavy load of debt that had initially pushed him to crime. The rumors of his actions began to spread like wildfire around his hometown, and as a result, he found it nearly impossible to secure employment upon his release. Many potential employers were unwilling to take a chance on someone with a criminal record, and the stigma surrounding his actions loomed over him like a dark cloud, making it exceedingly difficult to escape from his past. He felt completely trapped, caught in a cycle of despair with no means to extricate himself from his predicament. Without any savings to afford a fresh start or even basic costs associated with moving, he wandered through life feeling utterly lost and defeated, unsure of what steps he should take next to regain some semblance of stability. On the other hand, I was living a much different life. My mother and I had managed to rebuild our lives after the chaos that had ensued because of Vance. We were content, enjoying the peaceful rhythm of our daily existence, and I finally felt a sense of calm that had eluded me for such a long time. Recently, I had met someone new, and the prospect of building a relationship filled me with both excitement and uncertainty. As I explored these feelings, I found myself in deep contemplation about how to approach this potential romance. I wanted to reassure my mother, who had always been my pillar of strength and support, but I also knew that I had to be careful and not rush into things. I wanted to take my time to truly get to know this person and ensure that my past experiences wouldn't cloud my judgment. When I thought back to my relationship with Vance, I understood the importance of proceeding with caution. I had rushed into that relationship without fully understanding who he was, and it had ultimately led to a lot of heartache. This time I was determined to do things differently and to ensure that I was building a connection based on mutual respect and understanding. I spent considerable time getting to know this new person, making sure that I wasn't just infatuated with the idea of love. It was crucial for me to assess whether this relationship had the potential for a healthy and meaningful bond. I wanted to be sure that I was not just filling a void, but rather cultivating a connection that would enrich both our lives. My mother, being the observant woman that she is, noticed my newfound happiness and the time I was spending with this person. One evening, we sat around the dinner table sharing a meal. She looked at me with curiosity and asked, "So, how's everything going with that new guy you've been seeing?" I felt a warm smile spread across my face as I replied, "It's going well, Mom. We've been taking our time and getting to know each other better." Her expression shifted to one of understanding and she nodded. "That's good to hear. Remember, it's important to take your time and ensure that he's the right person for you." "Yeah, I know," I replied, appreciating her wisdom and support. "I really want to make sure I'm not rushing into anything too quickly." As I continued to talk to her about my feelings and experiences, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the solid foundation she had given me throughout my life. She had instilled in me the values of patience, self-respect, and the importance of fostering genuine connections with others. I wanted to make her proud and assure her that I had learned from my past mistakes. It was during our conversations that I began to realize just how much I had grown as a person. The pain of my past experiences with Vance had imparted valuable lessons that I would not trade for anything. I had come to understand that relationships should be built on trust, mutual respect, and open communication. As the days went by, I continued to explore my feelings for this new person, allowing myself to be vulnerable yet cautious. I was committed to being true to myself and learning from the mistakes I had made in the past. With each interaction, I felt more confident in my decisions, slowly shedding the insecurities that had once held me back. Meanwhile, I occasionally thought about Vance, who was now facing the consequences of his choices. While I was finding joy and fulfillment in everyday moments with my mother, he was struggling in a prison of his own making. I wished for him to find a way to redeem himself someday, to learn from the mistakes he's made, but ultimately that journey was his alone to navigate. The new guy I was seeing was remarkably different from Vance in many ways. He was kind, respectful, and genuinely interested in getting to know me as a person. He would ask thoughtful questions about my interests, dreams, and aspirations, and I found comfort in the way he treated me. It was refreshing to engage in conversations where I felt truly seen and heard. I made a conscious effort to keep the pace slow, allowing feelings to develop naturally without rushing into anything. I understood the importance of building a solid foundation, and I was determined to create a healthy relationship this time around. My heart was open, but I wanted to ensure I was not blinded by the thrill of a new romance. One evening, I shared my feelings about this new relationship with my mother, expressing my hopes for the future. "I just want someone who truly understands me, Someone I can trust completely," I said, looking into her eyes for encouragement. She smiled warmly, reaching out to squeeze my hand reassuringly. "You will, sweetheart. Just keep being true to yourself and the right person will come along. Trust your instincts." Her words resonated with me deeply, serving as a gentle reminder to remain grounded in my values and beliefs. I was determined not to settle for anything less than what I deserved, a relationship based on honesty, respect, and love. As I continued to develop this connection, I found myself growing more confident in my decisions. I was learning to navigate my feelings while keeping the lessons of my past experiences close to heart. With each passing day, I felt more at peace with my choices, ready to embrace whatever came next. Life was moving forward, and I was grateful for the love and support that surrounded me. The contrast between my situation and Vance's only strengthened my resolve to seek out a life filled with positivity and genuine connections. I had come to appreciate the importance of self-love and the necessity of surrounding myself with people who uplift and inspire me. I knew that I had the power to shape my future, and I was committed to doing so with grace and strength. While the memories of my past experiences with Vance lingered, I was determined